Hello, and welcome to the Dialogue on Dialogue podcast. In 1956, Earl Nightingale recorded The Strangest Secret, launching a new era in self-improvement. Over his lifetime, he created thousands of radio and audio programs exploring success, purpose, and meaning. This project is my personal reflection on those ideas, what they meant then, and how they apply now, as I work to put them into practice and invite you to come along for the ride.
Episode 15. Know Thyself. As Earl Nightingale reminds us, people don't need to be educated nearly as much as they need to be reminded. This series is about remembering the truths we already know and learning how to live them. In this episode, Earl continues his engagement with Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay, Self-Reliance. And once again, I'm struck by how relevant these ideas remain. Emerson's critique of conformity is just as true today as it was in the 1800s. We live in a world where everyone is encouraged, sometimes subtly, sometimes forcefully, to think alike, act alike, and want the same things. Conformity can be a powerful tool for maintaining order in society. It can create stability, it can create predictability. It can also come at a cost. New ideas, new approaches, and real progress only appear when someone is willing to step outside the norm. Growth requires deviation. Creativity requires courage. This leads to the second and central theme of today's episode: to know thyself. This phrase is ancient. It's one of the oldest imperatives in philosophy. And yet, I realize how rarely I've really sat with it. What does it actually mean to know thyself? For me, it means understanding my strengths and my weaknesses and doing it honestly. It means identifying the things I do well or even differently than others and learning how to really lean into them. It means recognizing the areas that I struggle and choosing a deliberate response, improvement where possible, delegation where appropriate, or even avoidance when necessary. Knowing yourself isn't about self-judgment. It's about self-awareness and having a strategy. One of the most interesting ideas in this episode is Earl's distinction between normal and average. Normal doesn't mean average. What is normal to you is not what makes you ordinary. It's what makes you unique. No two people are exactly alike. Your habits, preferences, your quirks, and your tendencies form a pattern that belong to you. Earl gives the example of it was normal for Albert Einstein to never cut his hair. That wasn't average behavior, but it was normal for him. And that normalcy was part of what made him who he was. What is normal to you may look strange or even wrong to others, but that doesn't make it inferior. In fact, it may be the very thing, the very source of your originality and value, which makes knowing yourself even more important. Earl closes this episode with another practical challenge. He does the math on what can happen if a person spends 1 hour a day, preferably in the morning, exercising their mind. The exercise is simple. Write down a goal or a problem at the top of the page. Then spend 1 hour writing down 20 ideas or solutions, improvements, or approaches related to that goal or problem. You won't always reach 20, and that's not the point. Even one genuinely good idea per day can be an absolute game changer. I've heard this technique reintroduced and repackaged by many modern thinkers, But at its core, it's just this: get up early, focus your attention, and deliberately exercise your mind. Do that consistently, and the impact can ripple outward, not just in your own life, but in the lives of others as well. So episode 15 leaves me with this reminder. Conformity may feel safe, but originality is where growth begins. Knowing yourself is not indulgent, it's essential. What is normal for you may be exactly what makes you extraordinary. And a disciplined mind, exercised daily, can change everything. Until next time, remember, the answers are older than we are, and they're just as relevant today.